It's minutes with BJ. Let's get it in. So, of course, now, IG done stepped the game over with this IGTV. So I'm going to walk down some of these things a little bit slower. So definitely look into the thing, watch the IGTV so you can see what I'm saying for today. So I'm probably going to get it maybe 3 minutes, okay? So the thing for today is I want you to think about, especially now I have more time, is that are you a slave and you don't realize it? Now I want you to think about that idea of being a slave, right? So a slave's lifestyle, what they're worth, where they're going, what they get to eat, when they get to go to the bathroom, when they get to ask for permission to do things, is always subject to the master, the person that's in charge. And that's exactly what happens today when we get a job, based upon an educational system. So just think with me real quick. When we were little kids and you were in kindergarten and you were learning the right way to get certain things in life, you had to raise your hand, speak on command, and you were asked, can I go to the bathroom? Now it was up to the person in charge, the teacher, substitute teacher, principal, teacher's aide, to now grant you permission to go to the bathroom, and still they would say, hurry up, or let somebody go with you, hurry back. And then you have to come back within that time frame or you'd be in trouble. Then, for those who remember, maybe when you're in 3rd grade, you went to lunch at 10:40. Then you got to 4th grade, and then you went to lunch at 11:25. Then all of a sudden you get to middle school, and then you go to lunch at 12 o'clock, right? So the thing was always subject to whatever system we agreed to, and we were okay with it because it was a molding process that we didn't understand that we were being a part of that transitions us into the work atmosphere, into the workplace. So when you get to work, or better yet, when you go to a job interview, you have to say the right things in order to get a job, and then you're petitioning somebody else to tell you how much you're worth per hour. Well, due to your lack of experience or due to your age, we can only pay you $15 an hour. And so you agree to that because you feel like, well, it's better than what I was doing before, or I can at least buy a new Honda Civic now because they've granted me permission in order to make a certain amount of money every single hour. So we don't realize that even though we're supposed to be free when we grow up, and all our lives we were thinking about opportunities to grow up, we can do what we want to do, and yet we spend 70% of our time generally when we're awake at work or going to work based upon the job's criteria on when we can come in and when we can leave. Whether you get 30 minutes of lunch or they're nice enough to give you 1 hour, we're still a slave. So you don't realize the system that you're in until somebody presents it to you. And this is what I'm here to do, is to challenge what you think to be true and to lead you to a different perspective, okay? So I'm going to quote Harriet Tubman here, and I know context is a little differently, but the principle is still the same. And she's famous for saying, I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed more, but they didn't know they were slaves. So she literally says, I freed 1,000, I could have freed 1,000 more, but they didn't know they were slaves. So I challenge you today to think about every component in your life. We all have to work. We all have to make money. But if you just were to get a different skill, get around the right people, get a mentor, get a better circle, read books, get into technology, invest in yourself, you can go from being a slave to somebody else's institution to be a slave to yourself. And now there is no ceiling for what value you're able to bring. So I petition you today that if you are a slave, there's options for you to get out based on the willingness to invest into yourself. So, are you a slave? They didn't know you were a slave? Because now you can be made free. Let's get it in.